I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
No, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
There's obviously going to be some nights in an 82-game season where you just tip your hat to the other team and say, hey, they shot it great, they played great, they beat us. Tonight's game, I felt like the quality of three they got was just too good. And, we have to do a better job at the point of attack. We also have to do a better job scrambling on the backside of the defense and try to make some of those open looks a little bit more contested. It's easier said than done.
There is Will Hardy after the Utah Jazz get blown out by Oklahoma City. Never really in doubt, PK. That lead went to double digits right out of the gate, to 20, to 30. It ends up being a 35-point loss, 146-111. Combined with the Mavericks win, the Jazz have clinched one of the 5 worst records in the league. Now we'll see if they can get to 3 or 4 here in the final 3 games.
Yeah, I got nothing to say on this game.
It was that kind of game.
Yeah.
40 points they give up in the first quarter, and it's over. All right, DJ and PK on to the NBA.
Hashtag NBA.
Cooper Flagg is putting together some numbers at the end of the year. He has some big performances, a series of them. The Lakers are depleted by injury. They have LeBron James, but they're missing Reeves, and they're missing Doncic. So the Mavericks win 134-128, the final score. Cooper Flagg goes for 45 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. He got to shoot 17 free throws, and he made 15 of them. He has a massive game. They get win number 25, and combined with the Jazz loss, that's why the Jazz are locked into one of the 5 worst records. I know it's a depleted Laker team, but nonetheless, Cooper Flagg is putting together a string of big-time performances here, PK.
Yeah, well, he's a star. He's a star in the making, probably. He's more accurate when he is he turned 19, in December, so when he's 23, 24, he's going to be all NBA first-team caliber. That's what this player is. He's something. He's been something for a number of years. It's been certainly I would grade him out as an A for his rookie season, and he's only going to get better. And if that team gets some players around him, they're going to get better.
He scored 51 points against Orlando on Friday night. So this isn't a one-off here. He's been good all year, and he's on fire right now. So they get win number 25, and the Grizzlies and the Pelicans are all at 25 wins. The Jazz are at 21. They can only get to 24. So really attention turns to what are the Kings going to do, because they are also on 21 wins. And I suppose there is still a mathematical chance that perhaps the Nets will get there. They got win number 19, beating the Wizards yesterday. And down the stretch here, between playing bad teams and playing teams that might be resting guys in the finale or have injured guys, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't really care. The Jazz have kept the pick. I'm not going to worry about whether they're 4th or 5th because that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And these odds, they got a 10% chance. That doesn't mean anything. That's just like the ESPN thing where they come out, some teams got a 95% chance to win in the last 4 minutes. The game is not decided that way. The game is decided out on the floor. And the lottery odds, just because you have a 10%, what does that mean? They can change instantly. I mean, as we know, Dallas had a minuscule chance and they got it. So to me, it's good enough. I'm not worried about whether the Sacramento Kings win or lose, or who else did you just say? It doesn't matter anymore.
Nets.
Because even if you don't get the pick, or you do get the pick and you take some stiff, then what does it matter? So they did what they needed to do. They're in, and now the charge is to get a really good player or use that as a trade asset. Who's to say they even trade it? I mean, I know we got to talk about it because we got to do that till 10 o'clock, but I'm done with that stuff. So you can continue breaking down what the Kings do, but it doesn't matter anymore because all that stuff doesn't make you have a bad player or make you have a good player. It's up to you to go ahead and do something to make sure you get a good player, and that's the charge. They kept the pick. That's all that matters.
And I think that scenario you threw in there, totally realistic. Got to keep an eye on it. What if they do move back to 6 or 7? And what if the players that they love are off the board at that point, and they try to trade up and they can't? Then in that case, wouldn't be surprised if that pick went in to get a veteran player. They got a ton of young guys. Maybe there's somebody they want to get, but maybe they'd value a veteran more.
Hey, LeBron hates Memphis. He don't hate Salt Lake.
See? Steph Curry is back. He's been out for a long time. He's had knee pain, but he is finally back with 5 games, now 4, left in the season. He returned 29 points, but the Warriors lost to the Rockets 117-116. He had a shot late there to win it. But Steph is back and presumably will play a few games here and then be ready for the playing games. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Championship game tonight, Michigan and UConn. UConn with another win. They save us from an all Big Ten final. And then Michigan just blowing Arizona out early. Built a huge lead and pushed it up to 30, and Michigan ends up winning 91-73. My only question late in that game, PK, was, were you watching Michigan blow out Arizona, or were you watching Arizona State blow out Arizona? Because I was flipping around a commercial break and saw your Sun Devil baseball team putting it on Arizona pretty
Oh, and the Sun Devils bunted in the 9th inning, and that really flipped off Chip Hale. But then Willie Bloomquist, who played in the majors like 15 years, is the manager of the Sun Devils, or the coach, I guess they would call it in college. Wait a second, a couple years ago we were down here and you beat us 20-0. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, move aside, Gino Ariema and Dawn Staley. We got a duel in the desert right now. We'll pace it off 20 feet and then turn around.
Duel in the desert.
It was a beautiful night. No, and then I went on social media, and all you care about is our team losing. And, hey, we got to the final or the Final Four, so it mattered. Well, then why were you mocking us after that loss to Texas 2 years ago?
Nice. The rivalry got all sorts of fired up. Oh, man. Awesome. You did mention the women's basketball, the semifinal on Friday, and UConn got upset, and pretty decisively. It wasn't close. It was a double-digit game. And then the handshake, and then Gino's got something to say, and then nobody wants to talk about it afterwards on the stand. All right, you two don't like each other, and you thought you were going to win the title, and she beat you again and broke your heart. And then UCLA, that was a beating in the final. So the UCLA women are the NCAA champions.
Yes, they are.
South Carolina.
Sort of like Michigan with all their transfers.
Yeah.
They got 4 of them. Amy Hawkins' sister, I think, is the only one who was there for the entire time, and good for her. And Hawkins, who played there, that's his alma mater, and then was at the game, is now with the Miami Heat. So that's a fun story. And Neepkins, the young lady who played for Utah for 3 years, and then one of those years she had a non-contact injury against BYU and was out for the season, so she had a redshirt and had an extra year. So she took off, and it's looking like she'll be a WNBA player. They were dominant. Betts, a big player. Her brother is like 7'2", as a sophomore in high school, and keep an eye on him down the line. But then if Michigan does what they did to Arizona and what they did to Tennessee, if they do that to UConn, besides the entertainment that will be Dan Hurley and Dan Hurley's mother, for that matter, this is something. And then 2 years ago they were like 8-24 or something, and then they got a bunch of transfers and away you go. They were discussing. I was listening to Portnoy this morning, and I think he's a big Michigan fan. Yeah, Eastern or East Lansing people, which is where Michigan State is. We bought it. Well, how'd that work out for Mark Pope? This money, you got to have it, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. But for Michigan, wow. I hope they don't. I hope it's a closer game. I certainly didn't mind them kicking the snot out of Arizona, although I do like Tommy Lloyd, that's for sure. And I think he's a really good coach, and I think Arizona will have opportunities down the line whenever they may come. Who knows, but I definitely think they will come again. They've got too much going for them as a basketball program. But I'm real curious to see that they just lay the woodshed, put the beating on these guys and take them out to the woodshed or whatever that phrase is again. 3 in a row at the end. Wow. I don't think it'll happen, but who knows?
It's how they've treated everybody. They have not. Every game they've won has been a double-digit game. They had I think it was 13 with Alabama as the close one, and the average margin of victory is 21. They're just crushing people in this tournament. So, championship game tonight. You can hear right here on The Zone. West Virginia held up the Big 12 pride, though. They won the college basketball crown tournament in Las Vegas. How about that, huh? West Virginia taking down Oklahoma in the title.
I assume you're being satirical.
I am, yeah. Auburn won the NIT.
Second best league in the world. Right there. That's the Big Ten.
Yeah. DJ and PK.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Hashtag NFL.
Former top overall selection Trayvon Walker was given a 4-year, $110 million extension with $77 million guaranteed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. They picked him first in 2022. He's had 24 sacks over 3 years. He did some injuries last year, so he had 3.5 sacks, but they have fully invested in him, and that is a winnable division, PK, and they've been good enough to win it, but they haven't been good enough to do much in the playoffs. I guess they view him as a piece here. We'll see if Jacksonville can make themselves a little more of a postseason story going forward.
Well, that's good, because often in my life I've been viewed as a piece too, so I understand.
The NFL announced it has ended its own investigation into Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice, stating he is not engaged in conduct that violates the personal conduct policy. He's been accused of abusing his former girlfriend in January in a social media post that showed her with bruises and wounds. So they concluded their own investigation. Of course, the police do their own thing. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
President Donald Trump issued an executive order Friday evening that directs the NCAA to create rules that mandate college athletes can play for no more than a 5-year period. It allows them to transfer schools only once before they graduate without having to sit out a season. The rule changes are scheduled to go into effect August 1. A school that plays an athlete who does not meet these new limits could risk losing its federal funding. So how about that? Also, the NCAA has been... the order indicates the NCAA should update its rules and create a national registry for player agents and create policies that prevent schools from cutting scholarships or other opportunities for women's and Olympic sports in order to pay their athletes. So there's a bunch of federal rules, and now lawyers somewhere can go challenge them in court somewhere. It seems like that will happen next inevitably, but there you go with some a federal order to create some new rules.
I think it's a start as opposed to a finish.
Yeah.
I don't really see it as a finish. For instance, one thing that came up is that suppose your coach leaves, and that's the way it's been in terms of transfer portal. You get an extension and all that stuff if your coach leaves. So you got to have something in there that gives them extra player movement, because we do know a coach can move. So some coaches have been there one season and they're gone, and then a lot of coaches, as Lane Kiffin, didn't even bother to finish the season even though your team was in the playoff. So don't come at me with players opting out. We literally had a head coach opt out, and his team wasn't in the playoff. It was not in the Who Gives a Crap Bowl. It was something that was every team in the country strives for. So they've got to come up with something that allows it some player movement when it is to the benefit of the coach. It needs to be the benefit of the players. So if that player, he or she, has already redshirted once, or already transferred once, wouldn't have to redshirt. But as I say, this starts discussion. And reading a lot of university presidents and conferences, they thought there's good in there. There needs to be some form of guardrails, I guess. But I get the ball rolling on this and go from here.
The ball is rolling, and it's stuff that a lot of people would like to see. But like you said, the final product seems like there's going to be courtrooms. Seems like there's going to be negotiations. So we'll see where this goes. But we keep hearing all these coaches say it can't go on like this. So this would put some of those guardrails up that they are clearly craving. Yeah. Whether they can get them and sustain them, time will tell. All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Oh, come on. Mike Trout was off to a start. Why did we have to have that happen, PK? The Angels beat the Mariners 8-7, but the game is not the story. The story is the Angel fans are furious at the Mariners for throwing at their star, and Trout got hit on the hand, and we'll see what they say today. The post-game x-rays were negative, so that's a good sign, but we've seen that kind of pitch hitting somebody on the hand and breaking a bone, and then they're out a month or a month and a half or whatever. And Trout's had enough injuries, and it looks like late in his career here, he's putting together off to the, a week or whatever in, but he's off to a good start. Maybe he can have a full season. Maybe he can bounce back. We didn't need this that early.
Yeah, I would suspect that some Mariners would be hit because he was hit multiple times.
Yep.
And you hit me, I will hit you.
Yeah, got to protect your star player. Has been around for longer than you and I have been.
No, their star player is former Salt Lake Beer, Joe Adele. You got your home run. No, you don't. I'll go in the 10th row next time and get one.
Nice. The Salt Lake Bees lost their series finale against the Sacramento Rivercats 9-5. The Bees head out to Reno tomorrow, open a 6-game set with the Aces. That'll start 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Tony Parks on the call here on The Zone. DJ and PK.
Hashtag RSL.
Real Salt Lake beats Sporting Kansas City 3-1. Diego Luna gets his first start of the year. Took him all of about 4 minutes to score. Sergey Solans hit the crossbar again. Then got in behind the defense, one-on-one with the keeper, got stopped. But the fourth time was the charm. He buried that one to put him up, give him the second goal, and Xavier Gozo added a gorgeous goal that actually started as a mistake with a poor touch, but then he hit that volley, and everybody went nuts, and they went 3-1. So Pablo's guys are rolling. This is how you like your Thunderbird high alum to look, PK. He just has to keep going up there and answering questions about wins. They're unbeaten in their last 5.
Well, speaking of answering questions, I mean, we do recognize you as the most important soccer media person. So because of that stature, there's sort of an unwritten rule that you get the first 25 questions?
No. Trey called someone to start it, and yesterday he started with me.
He might have called somebody to end it. That was 2 days ago. But, man, I thought I was listening to I thought it was Friday morning, and Pablo was on. And it's just you, one right after another, peppering him, and you're using the soccer lingo, and you're dropping some soccer knowledge. Man, that brief 45-minute question and answer between you and him, I was able to learn a lot about the game.
It wasn't 45 minutes. Calm yourself down.
Am I right, Yak? I mean, Maron.
Yak's getting paid for the postgame.
I was going to say, I'm sitting there. He's filling my time doing my job for me.
Jeez.
There are other people in the room, yes.
Other people ask plenty of questions.
Yeah. After you asked like 15 of them.
Well, don't give me the mic first then. I don't know. They don't always. Sometimes.
Holy freak.
The RSL will be off next weekend, so 2 weeks before they play again. The game with Seattle got moved because Seattle's putting down a grass field on top of the turf, and they want that thing to sit there and grow together for a while. So RSL will sit it out next weekend. Utah Royals beat Chicago. Only goal of the game, Mina Tanaka's penalty gives the Royals the win. DJ and PK.
#golf.
Do you want to win the week right before a major, PK? It's so rare you win back-to-back weeks. JJ Spawn won the Valero Texas Open, 17 under. He wins by one shot.
Yeah, I don't think you get to choose.
Yeah,
Everyone would choose the Masters. We understand that, but that's not the way it works.
Tony Finau, pretty good there for 3 rounds, but the final round didn't go so well. A Sunday 78, he drops back and finishes tied for 49th at 4 under par. Patrick Fishburne missed the cut, and now they are off to Augusta National. I've seen some social media stuff on this, PK. And Bob Casper's come on because he goes back there every year, and he told us about how they bought up some neighborhoods around there and enlarged the property and the parking and all that. And some dude, I don't know who it is, but he did this thing on social media. He was talking about there's one house in a parking lot because one family held out, and they turned down a massive offer and then a bigger offer than that. But they'd owned 2 other properties in the neighborhoods that already sold 2 and made a ton of cash. And they're like, yeah, we'll just hold on. So now they live by themselves in a parking lot. How about that?
Good for them, I guess.
Pretty weird story. All right, DJ and PK.
#NHL.
Well, the Utah Mammoth are playing the worst team in the NHL, the very bottom of the standings, and they did what they were supposed to do. They scored 7 times. They got a hat trick from Clayton Keller, and they won the game 7-4. They pick up win number 40 on the year. They're on 86 points. They got a little breathing room in the race for that first wild card. I mean, it's still enough time. They haven't officially clinched it, but they've set themselves up, PK, with 5 of their last 6 at home, where they haven't been nearly as good as they've been on the road. It's been night and day.
Well, they're going to the postseason.
Yeah. Possibly they will open the first round against the team they play tomorrow night. The Edmonton Oilers will be here. 3 teams separated by 1 point at the top of the Pacific Division. The Oilers are in that mix, and if the Mammoth stay where they are, and it looks like they will get whoever wins that division. Puck drops tomorrow night, 7:30 at the Delta Center. Newark Islands fired head coach Patrick Waugh amidst a late-season swoon. They replaced him with Peter DeBoer, who's given a 4-year contract in addition to a deal to finish out this season. So, handful of games here and then 4 more. That's what's trending, brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach, will join us at 8 o'clock. We will talk NCAA title game with him. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.